I've been using the 5-liter version of the PEAK Design Sling for more than 4 years now, and I've been really happy with it. But as my photography habits are changing, I'm finding it less and less useful for my purposes. For example, if I'd like to put my Z5 Mark II body with my telephoto attached to it, I can barely squeeze it into the bag. Or in case I'd like to store it with the 24-200 lens facing downwards, I'm risking of damaging the viewfinder. So I decided it was time to move on. I found 2 possible successors. In order to be able to decide between them, I'm going to compare them next. Here they are. This one is here, the PEAK Design Sling version 2, 6-liter. This is the successor of my 5-liter version. And this one here from a new emerging brand called PGYTECH, and this is their OneGo Solo line, the version 2. It comes in 3 different sizes, 4, 6 and 10-liter, and this one is the 6-liter version. So why these 2? The PEAK Design was an obvious choice because it's a successor from my previous bag, which I was really happy with. The PGYTECH, I've been following this brand for a while now. They started with various photo accessories and then they introduced bags too. The first version of this sling didn't really cut the mustard for me, but when they introduced the second version, especially in this moss green color, I thought I should give it a go. When it comes down to comparing sizes, it's really difficult to do because the specifications are really confusing. If you can see, for example, the top part of these bags are wider than the bottom part, and also, you know, the internal size differs from the outer dimensions. So what can we do? First, have a look at the PEAK Design bag. I'm going to pop kind of the specification onto the screen for you. The PEAK Design gives a very good specification, and it describes how it looks like from inside, from outside. Basically, it gives you a good idea what you can fit into this bag. The PGYTECH doesn't give you that much of an information, so here are the details of this bag. What you can see that the PEAK Design is noticeably taller and slimmer than the PGYTECH, but the PGYTECH is a little bit wider. Regarding the materials, both have really nice materials. According to the specification, the PEAK Design is made of kind of the 400D recycled nylon. PGYTECH only gives a detail of the plastic which is built into these bags, which is in this case 85% polyester and 15% polyurethane. The 2 bags roughly weigh the same, about 0.6–0.7 kilograms. Let's look at the different compartments and the dividers these 2 bags came with. Let's start first with the PEAK Design bag. It came with 2 FlexiFold divider, which can be folded down, and also it came with 2 straps which can be attached to the bottom of the bag, and it can be used for carrying tripods, monopods, or maybe jackets As far as the compartments goes, we have the main compartment, and on the sides we have these stretchy little pockets. In the back of the bag we have a compartment which can fit an iPad, and in front of the internal compartment we have a zipped pocket which also have some little pockets where you can store memory cards, batteries or smaller things. Except this one, on the outside of the bag you have also a zipped pocket, and this is relatively narrow, this pocket, but quite deep, so here you can store your smaller, narrower kind of things. So at the bottom you can see we have these kind of hooks, and that's where you can connect your straps, and you can strap here different things from tripods to monopods, or maybe a down jacket. So basically this is the PEAK designs. All the chips are made of high quality YKK chips, and they kind of made weather resistant. So let's detach this from here. So as you can see, it's really nicely moving, no sticky at all. Also you have here a kind of a handle which is different from the first version. On the first version it was at the top. Now in this 6-liter version has it on the back. Well, let's see the PGYTECH OneGo Solo bag. It also comes with 2 straps, a little bit narrower, thinner straps what PEAK Designs gives, but I think they still work properly. So inside the bag you can find similar to FlexiFold dividers which work the same way as the PEAK Designs dividers work, so you can fold them down to store one lens or something else below and something above the folded area. So at the back we have the similar kind of compartment where you can fit an iPad or a bigger tablet, so that's very similar to PEAK Designs. But what is the difference here, that here we have another compartment behind this kind of separated area, and there you can find this little bag which has a kind of a magnetic open and closing, and also you can find here a zipped kind of little pocket. In this pocket you can store your batteries, and this is PGYTECH kind of own idea to have these little magnetic tabs, and you can just put it there in case you have an empty battery. You like put the red side facing towards you, and if it's a full battery you can put the green side of this little tab. And also you can see that these were designed for storing batteries. So 2 more on the sides. You can store here memory cards or smaller things, and also you've had here this little rubbery kind of pen holder or stylus holder, depending on what you want to use it for. And except this one, you also have another pocket here in front of the bag, which is a little bit wider than PEAK Designs front pocket, and the zip is on the top, not in front of the pocket. So in my opinion, PGYTECH gives you a little bit more regarding storage space and compartment. So you have more options to store your stuff in this bag. So if we look at the back of the bag, you have a similar kind of handle as the PEAK design. At the bottom you can find these hooks, and in this case you have to loop these straps through these hooks, and that's how you can use them to attach a tripod, monopod or down jacket. So this is how it works in case of the PGYTECH. And there is one little nice trick which the PGYTECH has, and if you look at the side, then there is something protruding here, which is usually shouldn't protrude. So you have here a little kind of nylon pocket, which is a bottle holder, and I think this is really handy to have. So you don't have something like this on the PEAK design, and it can fit. So I have here a ½ liter bottle which can nicely fit into this pocket, and then you have this little hook, and you can hook it up here into this little hook. I managed to do it. So that's kind of, it holds it really well here. It's not gonna fall at all and not gonna move anywhere. So that's a really nice and neat trick from the PGYTECH bag. So, and if you don't need it, then you just put it back into this little hidden pocket, and I think it's really useful. So what I like in the PEAK design bag, that I can store my Z5 with the 24-200 and the lens facing down, so it's really handy. It's fit and it can be nicely closed as well. So I have here the Z5 with the 24-200. I have here the 14-30 f4 lens, and on this side below the folded divider I have my 40mm f2 prime lens. So these three fits here nicely, and I have no problem to change lenses or taking the body out of the bag. In front I usually am going to store my kind of IDs and credit cards, but this pocket, as I said earlier, it's quite narrow, so you don't expect too much to be able to store here. Let's have a look at the PGYTECH. If I remove the dividers from here, then this bag is able to store my Z5 Mark II with the Tamron 50-400 telephoto zoom lens attached. And obviously it can store the same amount of gear, Z5 Mark II with the 24-200 attached, the 14-30 f4 and the 40mm f2 prime lens. And I have to say, because this bag it's a little bit wider, so there are a little bit more space around the lenses, especially around the 14-30 lenses. Obviously, if I wanted, I can store here my tablet, but I never use tablet when I'm out doing photography. So usually in this area I can store here this power bank. It gives you a little bit more space than the PEAK design, and as I showed you earlier, store half a liter bottle. Quickly, let's have a look how you can wear these sling bags. So let's start with the PEAK design. I usually like to wear these sling bags on my back, and I leave the strap relatively tight. The PEAK design version 2 improved on this kind of little thingy which you can use to make the strap longer or shorter as you like it. So the first version had a little bit of issue, then it was a bit loose, and while you were walking it was able to get loose and the bag just went further down and down on your back, so I didn't really like that. But they improved in the second version, and now it is kind of, this tab can be opened and closed, and then it stays tight. So that's how I use it. If I want to remove something from the back, I just pull it forward and then I can remove it from the bag. And obviously with this little tab, you open up the tab and then you can make this a little bit longer, and you can also pull it all the way down and you can make it really short. This is the PEAK design 6 liter version. So now this is the PGYTECH OneGo Solo version 2, and obviously I set it up the same way I set up the PEAK design. So I can just pull it forward and I can quickly open it and grab my camera in case I want to take a photo. This tab is here plastic. You have to grab this one here and then you can just pull it down according to your liking, if you like to wear on the side, and then you just grab the internal part of the strap and then you can pull it back all the way, and then it can be also really tight as you wish. One thing I forgot to mention, that the PGYTECH have this hook here and then you can push through the zip puller here, which means that in case you are traveling and someone wants to grab something quickly from your bag, they are not able, because this hook keeps the zip here and the bag cannot be opened. This is really useful feature. So this was the PGYTECH OneGo Solo version 2 6 liter. The two bags are priced very similarly. You can buy them here in the UK around 90 to 100 pounds, and if you are happy to buy them as used, then from eBay or MPB or on any other sites you can find them priced around 50 to 60, depending how heavily they were used. Both are really nice bags. The PEAK design is a little bit taller and a little bit narrower. The PGYTECH OneGo Solo is similar to the first version of the PEAK design, so it's a little bit shallower but chunkier, so it can accommodate bigger lenses. Because the PEAK design cannot fulfill one of my criteria, I cannot fit my Z5 Mark II with the Tamron 50-400 into it. My choice is going to be the PGYTECH OneGo Solo version 2 6 liter bags. But it all depends on your personal preferences. Maybe your choice is gonna be the PEAK designs. I think you're gonna be happy either of these two bags you're gonna choose. I hope you have found value in today's comparison, and if you did, then please don't forget to leave a like down below. And in case you like the content on my channel, then please consider to subscribe. See you soon, and may the light be with you all.